What's up, everybody? It's Kier here, Inject Faith, Hope, Love. I am so excited to announce that you can now catch me right here on Fire 716 Radio each and every Monday for Inject Mondays at 7 p.m. So go ahead and download the app and rock out with your girl. Again, that's each and every Monday at 7 p.m. Tune in and have a good time with us. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Welcome to Inject Mondays. First, I just want to say I truly enjoy being here with you all each and every Monday. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I've been receiving so much feedback, so much love from everybody, from comments to messages to just seeing people in person and them showing love. It truly means a lot to me. And I want y'all to know, like, I truly do enjoy this. I don't take this opportunity for granted. I thank God for this radio station and Big Frank pulling me out my comfort zone, and doing something different besides sitting in my car making videos. Um, I don't do this because I have to. I truly do this because I want to. People always told me that this was my ministry when I first started this, and I didn't believe them because I just kind of just thought of it as like a little hobby that I was doing in my spare time. But it's really been a blessing. Inject Faith, Hope, Love is really my baby. And I also want y'all to know that you don't have to wait to just hear from me on Monday nights at 7 p.m. You can check out my social media platforms on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. It's kind of just Inject Faith, Hope, Love. Um, and yeah, I just wanted to say hey, welcome. And so we're gonna jump right into tonight's topic. When I ended the year with you guys, I told you that I wanted to go into 2023 doing something different. And one of those things that I wanted to do different was to just be more present, um, like to go out into the community. And I know it's hard for everybody, family, work, um, different things happen, and sometimes it just seems like the hours in the day just slip away from you. You can't do everything. But and like I said, I just want to try new things, and normally when I do say I'm gonna try new things, like I back out at the last minute, and I'm like, no, never mind, it's okay. But a few weeks ago, I had mentioned to a friend that I wanted to go to an event at another church. That was something that I wanted to do this year was to attend like different events, and try to learn from different people. I love my church home. It's nothing against them, but it's just to grow and just to see other things. Um, and so I mentioned to my friend I wanted to go to this event. And I was like, look at this, like I just sent her a flyer and she was like, okay, let's go. So we went to the event. I seen her at church that Sunday and she was like, are we still going? And it happened to be like my kid free weekend. Like I wasn't doing anything. And I was like, no, we don't have to go. And she was like, Kira, just come on. Like, let's just go check it out. If we don't like it, we can always leave in the middle of it. So we ended up going. And when I tell you, like, I was so blessed. Like, um, it was a different experience. And I'm not gonna lie to you, they had some of the best banana pudding that I ever had at this event, by the way. But I went to it was like a woman to woman session. Um, and being in ministry has been like such a different experience for me. The event that we went to was women mentoring other women, and just three different women sharing their testimonies from a book that they were all reading, and they said like it was just inspiring, like just encouraging, like, and it was something that I never experienced before. Like when I went there, I didn't know what to expect. It was just kind of like, okay, I'm here, and I was kind of nervous because it wasn't really packed, so like when you got to sit in the front, it's kind of like, whoa, like everybody can see me. um but it was just three different first ladies, all sharing their testimonies and their walk with God. But one thing that they all shared about their journey with Christ was they all shared the challenges that they faced. One of the pastors mentioned how she lost her mother on New Year's Eve, and she still had to go and preach like New Year's Eve service. And I was like, how did you do that? Like, and it was just like, she was like, but because I choose to talk to God, I choose to listen and obey. It's not on my time. Like, I have to keep going. And then it's like, but what keeps you going? Like, like, and for me, the past couple weeks have been like, God, how am I supposed to keep going? And all of their testimonies, they all said God is what keeps me going. If the kingdom of God that's inside of me is what pushes me forward. Another pastor talked about how when she first came into the ministry, she had an attitude. She was like, when I walked in the church, I was ready to cut everybody. Like, she was like, but I had to work on my attitude because I knew God was trying to do something in my life, that I had to work so I wasn't easily offended. And then another pastor had talked about how being young in the ministry, no one liked her. She had to like literally just get humble and get before God and say, God, I know you want me to be here, and I know this is what I'm supposed to do, and this is where I'm supposed to be, but I don't know how much more I can take. I don't know how I can keep going. And she said what she did was she chose to talk to God every day at 5 o'clock in the morning. She said because she knew that was the only thing that was going to get her through. And like for me, coming to ministry it's been such a different experience than what I'm used to, that to see other women, black women, first ladies, just so powerful and just overcoming everything that they went through. First of all, it made me look at everything that I'm going through, and I'm like, girl, you ain't been through nothing because this is only beginning. These women are older, been in ministry a little longer, but they're still having battles. You know what I'm saying? It's like a never ending process. So it goes to show, like, no matter what we go through, we just have to keep going. But the choice is ours. And I think that's what the book is called too. But it's like the choice is ours to just keep going, and just seeing people from different levels, see them keep going. Like that was so inspiring to me. I never, just never had that experience. And then my mentor actually preached this last Sunday, and she was just saying how she wanted to quit at one point. Like, I'm just not going to do it no more. And sometimes I guess I forget that they go through things too, because I do look at them like, wow, y'all are already rooted. Like nothing phases y'all. They, no matter what happens, they have a smile on their face, and it's like, but they still go through things. They still feel things. They're just so rooted and planted in God that it keeps them going. And I think that's so powerful. I think like it just showed me like the choice is really yours about what you're going to do. Are you going to take your walk with God serious, or are you going to sit around and play around? And I was just like, I was inspired so much that it literally carried me through the week. Like every day I woke up smiling, like, good morning, Holy Spirit, like, and at first I was like, Kira, you tripping? But it's just like, you have to make the choice, like, and then I keep hearing that, I don't know if it's a scripture, but it says that what's for you, hold on, a man's gifts will make room for you. So if God gave you a gift, he's gonna make room for it in the world and make sure it happens. It's just up to you to let him work. You could easily try to run away or fight it and everything, but you have to literally just do it. And like the past couple weeks, y'all, I've been just doing a lot of things that I've never done before. And just like, God, if you want me to do it, I'm gonna do it. Like last week I went to prayer and I had my head down and I was like, God, you know what? If you want me to get up there and pray, I'm gonna just do it. And I looked up and the microphone was right in my face, and I was like, okay, like it's just, but it's a different feeling once you complete it. It's like, wow, you gave it to me and I can do it, and I don't have to be like everybody else. I can be me. I don't have to sound like them. I don't have to, talk like them. And my language might not be like theirs, but I can still do it. And I think that's what something I kept telling myself. Well, I'm not as good at it as them, as the others that's been there longer. But that's kind of like the point. The point is to grow in Christ, to keep going and to push myself and to not fear it, like not back down from the challenge. And I think that sometimes as people, we forget, So my question tonight is, what keeps you going? Excuse me. What keeps you going every day when you wake up and you say, okay, I'm gonna go another day? For me, I've been like changing my routine. I've been trying to get up early, like before my kids getting up at 5. It's really hard, but it's really sweet because I get so much done before they even wake up. And then it's like come 8 o'clock though, I'm like ready for bed. But it's just that quiet time, that peace, that balance. And it's taken a few adjustments throughout the week. Like one day it might work for me to get up at 5, another day it might work for me to get up at 5:30. But I'm just trying to balance to keep myself going, to keep my relationship with God going, so that way he can keep me going and I can spend that time with him, because I think that's what's most important too. Um you have to get rid of the clutter around you and make way for you. You have to be okay for yourself, to be able to provide for your family, to be, to keep going. It's not easy, and the mental part of it can block you. You can get so caught up in your own head that you're just like, okay, I'm not leaving my bed today. But I think the fight and the trust in God, because it's like I heard someone say, if you, like, say you want to give up, that means you're not trusting the plan that God has for you. If you giving up, you're just like, all right, then God, I don't trust you. Like, this struggle is too much for me, and I'm not saying that I don't think you can get me out of it. And I don't believe that at all. Even every day, even though when I want to give up and stuff, I know that God's gonna see me through. It's just me getting in my flesh, so I'm just learning to get out of that and try to not let things affect me like normal. And then two, I can't lie, like seeing women in ministry does something to me. It's nothing against the men. I love the male preachers. I love my bishop. I love hearing different preachers. But when you see black women in their power, in their just in their element, just thriving and flourishing through Christ, like that is something that's so different to me, because you grow up like worshiping basketball players and celebrities and all these people, but you got people right here in your own community that's bigger than those things in the world. And that to me is special. Like, God called those people, and I'm just really grateful for it. Like, I was just like, the whole week, I feel like even now I'm still just in a better mood. Like, I want to do more, and I'm like, I'm not done yet, God. Like, I'm just getting started. And like this year we're having another event, and I'm already like, all right, God, we're gonna revamp it, we're gonna do this. And I'm making calls, and I'm like, God, you know what? I'm not letting up, I'm not stopping, I'm gonna keep going. And one no just means a better yes is coming. So if I hear no anywhere in there, I'm not getting discouraged, I'm not letting nothing stop me. And I think that's what we need to do. We need to tap into that. Like, all right, God, push me, like push me as far as I can go. um and I know it's easier said than done. Trust me, I do know that. But I also know that where there's a will, there's a way. And faith is the first step. And I just want to keep going. I don't want to ever look back and be like, here, you quit and you don't know where you could have been at. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like really inspired. I'm really like grateful. And I'm just ready to do more. Like, I even want to just do more in the community. And I really thank Christ Redemption for holding that event, because it was just like, wow, like when I heard them ladies speaking, like I was literally like just stuck there for a second, like, did you really say that? And I can't tell you everything, because what happens in women's fellowship has to stay in women's fellowship. But it was just an experience that I never had before. And sometimes you just have to know that God knows where you need to be. And if he knows that you need to be a place, he's gonna make sure it happens. He's gonna make a way no matter what. And so no matter how much I wanted to get out of that, I still ended up going, and I ended up having a great time. Even meeting the pastors at the end of it, just understanding like the young pastor. She was like, I'm younger than most of the pastors. Some of the elders, they wear hats, and they just have different styles. And she was like, I'm just not like that. So I feel like she didn't fit in. She felt like she didn't fit in at first. And growing up young in the ministry is like, I'm one of the youngest in my church. It's kind of frustrating, because it's like when I do an event, I'm like calling my mentor, and like she's cool, she's hip and everything. But sometimes you just wish you had a younger person that kind of understood your perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like you don't you can still talk, but I can't talk the way that I really want to talk. And that's really all it is. But I just want to say, just keep going, man, because like it's so much that God has for us out there. It's so much that he wants for us. And we just have to see the bigger picture. And I tell y'all all the time, like, Frank sees the whole picture. He sees the whole everything. Like, his visions make you feel like, all right, I can really do this. Like, and he puts that faith in everybody around him. And I really appreciate him for that, because it's different. And to have a male role model like that, like, that's different. You don't see that in the community. You have to take advantage of the people that God gave you, because you don't know how long you're going to have them. And I think that's something too I'm learning to take advantage of, is that now I'm calling my mentor more. I'm reaching out more. I'm trying to gain as much as I can. Um, we actually had a leadership this past weekend, and normally, like, my bishop, he's like, "You want to say something?" And normally I'm kind of like, "Nah, I'm good," you know. But then this week I was like, "Yeah," you know, and like I got good feedback, like the encouragement, and just like I don't know, just like speaking out. It feels good to be able to speak out, to be comfortable in a comfort zone, to learn from the people around you, to not wonder if I belong here or maybe I don't belong here, to know that God put me here. I'm staying here and I'm putting my foot down and I'm not going anywhere, you know? So you have to keep going. You have to trust the plan that God has for your life. You have to tap in deep and say, what's gonna keep me going? What can I do next? Like what's the plan? But you have to want it. You can't it just can't be something that you do, you know, lazy. You can't do it half I don't know the word I'm looking for, but you know, you can't half step. You have to step full force. You have to 10 toes down is how y'all like to say that. But you just have to try. You just have to keep trying. I've been in ministry for like 4 years now, I think. And I think that this is like the most confident I felt in the entire time. And I know part of that is from being at this radio station. I know that part of that is being here. And when I see people in the stores, I see someone the other day, he was like, "Yo, I was listening to your radio show. You're on the radio." And I was like, "Word." Like, you know, and I was like, but he was like, "I love it." You know, he was like, "I don't get to tap in often, but when I did, you know," and it's like, I really appreciate that because that's genuine. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's giving me a voice, it's giving my people a voice because people is listening. So maybe you're inspired, you know. I hope you are. But at least we're making a difference, you know. It's like we're not this isn't just playtime. This isn't just something we're just throwing together. Like we put our hearts into this stuff. And Frank is the ringleader, y'all. But he like Frank, I appreciate you, brother, man. Listen, for real, because you inspire so many people, even the people that don't tell you. I know they're inspired because we are here. You know, we're making connections. You know, Diaz is here, y'all. We are lit. Like, and it's like I just feel good, y'all, and I want everybody out here to feel good because black women, black men, we can do anything that God says that we could do. Can't nobody stop us. Can't nobody stop us but God. And that's the only time God's stopping us if we ain't doing something right or something that He don't want us to do. So you have to understand the difference. You know, you have to know what's of God and what's not. And I think sometimes we try to be like, oh, well, but God knows my heart. Like, you know, yeah, but God ain't tell you to do that. Like, He might know your heart, but He still didn't tell you to do that. And I know for me, like, when I first got in ministry, I was trying to, like, all right, God, I got like half of my foot in the door and I got the other half out, but we gonna work it. And He was like, nah, you can't do that. You know, it's not about what you want. It's about what you need and what God needs for you, you know. And I just want to encourage y'all today, you know, just to find out what keeps you going, to keep going. Don't give up. Because a few months ago, I wanted to give up too. And I'm so happy I didn't because I'm here, I'm happy, I'm blessed, my family's blessed. And no, everything's not perfect, but I know that God's gonna make sure it will be. You know, I know that the end result is gonna be just fine. It's just getting through that part, you know what I'm saying? And I was listening when I graduated in '08, and our theme song was my daughter was watching, what's it called? Remember the Titans. You know, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you. And honestly, I thought about God because no matter what we go through, He's still reaching out to us. He's still right there with us. And when I told her, I'm like, yeah, this is our theme song. She was like, what kind of theme song is this? I was like, listen to the lyrics. You know, you have to listen to listen to God, man. God be speaking to you in different ways. Like the ways He speak to me, sometimes I'm just like, is that really you, God? Like, you know, but I'm thankful because it keeps me pushing. It keeps me like, all right, He's with me. Like, even when I feel like He's not, He shows me that He is. Even if it's through messages, through other people, you know, it's a different day. It's a new generation. And I'm proud to be on this side of the God, on God's team, you know? So I just want to say, you know, keep going, man. Don't give up. Um, God recognizes what you need, and we all have the power to overcome. You just gotta trust and put your faith in Jesus. You know, if you don't know Jesus, get to know Jesus because He's the best brother you could ever have. I promise you. And it's a challenge, man. It's really a challenge. But I was really inspired. I've been really encouraged lately, and I don't know how long it's gonna last. I pray it lasts, you know, longer. It might not, you know, but I know that's part of the process. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm understanding now that it's not meant to bring me down. It's just a hurdle that I gotta get over. So I'm thankful for the hurdles. I'm thankful. for all the lessons and blessings in between time, because now I understand why I have to go through certain things, and why everything I went through up till now, you know what I'm saying, is making me stronger. It's making things not affect me as much, like when people want to argue or when things happen, it's like I'm not so perplexed. I'm just like, all right, cool. Have a nice day, not letting people's energy rub off on me. Like, I think that's one thing I've mastered these past couple weeks, and I love it. Like, when I'm at work and I'm like, I got bad energy, I'm like, yeah, you got bad energy. I'm not gonna let that rub off on me. And I think that's powerful, because the old me might have just been like, yo, I'm really just trying to help you, like, and I don't have to, it's just something that is in you, like, I heard this song on the radio today, and it was like, thank God I can control my emotions and they don't control me. And that's because of him. And I was like, wow, like I never really even thought, and that was a little baby song too. But that's random. But I was just like, wow, like I was shocked because he's rapping, but it's a true statement. Like once I got to know God, he helped me control all of that. I don't have to react. I don't have to respond. I can just carry on with grace. Like God's grace is just sufficient for me, and I'm really thankful, y'all. So again, I ask, what keeps you going? Is it your kids? um is it your job? Like what keeps you going? You have to find out what keeps you going and tap into that to keep pushing. I don't want anyone to ever give up. I don't want you to feel like you don't belong. You do belong. You're here for a reason. God has a purpose for your life, whether you know it or not. You're not stuck where you are. You will get out of where you are, and you just have to trust that and believe that and receive that. People always told me I'm right where I want to be. And I feel like for the first time in my life, I'm accepting that, I'm receiving it, and I'm walking in it. Like, God, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is where my family is. This is where the love is. This is where everything feels normal right here in this space. So I just truly thank God for it. I thank God for all of you. And I'm really just happy to be here. So I hope that good energy rubs off on all of you. um, and I hope that y'all stay encouraged. God has a plan for us. God wants more for us. Um, God knew us before we was born. He knew us in the womb. He said, "Yeah, I formed you. I made you." Like God made me. He made this beautiful earth and all the things in it. And I hope we all get what He wants us to get out of it, because our time here is really limited. And I just I'm just absorbing that more and more, because especially being the youngest person, like one of the youngest people at my church, my bishop is 81. So I don't know how much time I got left with him. So I try to absorb as much knowledge as I can. And then part of me, I too feel like he's preparing us for a life without him, because he's getting up there in age. But God willing, he gonna be here long enough to see it all come to fruition. But just take advantage of the people you got now. Take advantage of the opportunities that's in front of you, and don't take them lightly. Go in them strong. Go in them powerful, like full force. Just make it happen. Just believe. All you gotta do is believe. Mustard seed faith. I have a mustard seed jar in my car. There's this girl on Facebook that makes them. I can't think of her name, Lauren, and I have a mustard seed jar. And whenever I'm just feeling a little bit down, I just look at that like all I need is a little bit of faith. And every time God come through, every single time, it's like He's like, you just why you didn't believe me? Because God, I just need you to come a little faster than you came, but I thank you for coming. But that's facts, because that's my flesh. Like, hey, God, are you still here? But keep going, man. Keep going. Find out what keeps you going. Surround yourself around the right people, because had my friend not encouraged me to actually go to that event, I probably would have backed out. Like, no, it's my kid free weekend. I'm just gonna go home, go to sleep, just chill. Um, but I thank y'all for tuning in with me. I appreciate it. Don't forget the third annual day of prayer is coming up Saturday, June 3rd at Gill Creek Park. Time is still to be determined, but I'm thinking about 1 o'clock we'll start. But I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I hope you have a blessed night, and I'll see y'all next week. What's up, everybody? It's Kier here, Inject Faith, Hope, Love. I am so excited to announce that you can now catch me right here on Fire 716 Radio each and every Monday for Inject Mondays at 7 p.m. So go ahead and download the app and rock out with your girl. Again, that's each and every Monday at 7 p.m. Tune in and have a good time with us.